again on my mat, and there was just loads of frozen leeches all over my mat. Lovely fish that, old looking fish. We've managed to get a session in at Broom Lake this weekend. Well, I say this weekend, it is Sunday, about 9 o'clock in the morning. And we are doing a quick night on Broom Lake, 22 acre pit, mega lake. I love this one. There's Arrow Lake, this is on the Arrow Meadow Fishery Complex. There is Arrow Lake that's just over the road, that's I think 12 acres-ish, something like that. It might be a bit smaller than that. But this is sort of the one for a bite, especially at this time of year. It's cold now, we're in January. So the sun's poking up, but no two little fish have been out all weekend. Everyone's off today, so it'll just be me tonight, and mate Fred's coming up this evening. So we'll have a bit of a mess about fire and that probably. And fingers crossed, nick a few fish. It's not looking great for it, but you've got to be in it to win it, haven't you? So I think I'm going to try a zig at some point today. Fingers crossed, managed to nick one, but we'll keep you updated. I'm going to do a little bit of a video, probably of you following me for a few sessions, see if we can nick a few. Just sort of advertise at the lake a little bit, really, because it's a mega lake. Lee has done a mega video on this. Go check that out on the Arrow Meadow page. Back just before Alan took it on, I think. Yeah, mega video. Check that out. Some mega fish in that. Yeah, fingers crossed we'll be able to get a few fish for this video and show you some of the mega fish that are in here. So yeah, we'll get going. Right, I've had quite a few liners on my right hand rod, which is my zig rod. I don't want to, that's long, that's quite a bit further than what my other two rods are. It's like 20 wraps. So I want to change the depth, but I don't want to keep casting out casting the zig out at them, you know, reeling it back, sort of messing about with it. I want to leave it out there, so I'm going to put an adjustable on. It's another liner. Okay, that was the line settling after the last one. I'm going to put an adjustable zig on, so I can send it out there into the sort of area that I think they're at and leave it there. And just work the depth for a few hours, and fingers crossed we can get something to work. I've got some maggots, so I'm probably gonna whack a few maggots on the zig. It's always good at this time of year. A little bit of movement. I think I'll go probably a red and black aligner. Red aligner, black foam. Then bait floss a couple of maggots to the top of it, and see where that gets us. I think that's our best bet at this point. Haven't actually seen anything, but these are definite liners. Some really aggressive ones as well, actually. So hopefully we can nick a bite. Fingers crossed. Whack the maggots on this, and I'll get her out. Right, just bringing in this zig that I had at, it's about 5 foot. Just switching it over to an adjustable so I can work the depth of it better. I think we're definitely out there, but it's just finding the right depths. So I'll probably start from, say, 4 foot, no, 2 foot even, that's what my hook link as such is off the float, and then work it up to a foot or so below the surface. Right, just whack that adjustable zig out there, set it at 3 foot below the surface. And then I'm going to work my way down pretty much. I can't see them being any higher than that. I think there's definitely fish about, and they must be shoaled up, so it's about 7-8 foot out there as far as I'm aware, so 3 foot is just above mid-water, but we'll adjust it probably about a foot every half an hour, I reckon. We'll go down, and then probably go the other way, work our way back up, maybe go ever so slightly close to the surface, maybe 2 foot below. But we'll see how we get on. Fingers crossed we'll manage to nick a bite before I have to really think about changing something up, but I think they're just not going to be eating a lot at the moment, but so we will see. Right, I'm redoing one of my rods because a coot has just picked it up, pulled it up tight, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to redo it. I'm whacking on about 20 maggots just on a little bit of foam. Gonna put a mesh bag on as well. Try not to hook a maggot, just so there's something right round it. I'll sling that out there, and fingers crossed we can nick a bite. So I'll reel that in now, send it out. Still nothing on the zig yet. Got a little bit longer, then I'll pull it down about a foot. But fingers crossed a little ball of maggot will do the do. Right, we have managed a couple of fish. One in the night, about 11:30. Common, probably 12, 13 pound on the zig. And this one, first thing this morning, on the maggot rig. A few maggots and a little bit of foam to help give them a bit of buoyancy, and yeah, buzzing with that. Mega, how nice is that? Probably 14 odd pound maybe. A little bit bigger than the common last night. Water's very cold. Only 2 fish have been out all weekend and I've managed to nick 2 in a night. That's good going, to be fair. I'm happy with that. Can't complain. And look at that, mega colours, mega little fish. Mega little fish. We'll show you the other side. Cannot complain with that. Gonna have to get off to work now. Look at that. Buzzing with that. Yeah, we'll get off to work now and hopefully be down next weekend for another little go. Managed to nick a few more of these. That is so cold, that fish. Covered in leeches already. Obviously just been sat there for a bit. All that ice melting. I can't get over how cold that is. Right, we'll get him back and get off to work and yeah, hopefully see you next weekend. Luckily, it only ended up being a couple of days before I was back out on the bank. Quick day session with my mate Lee. Rod can't have been out for any more than 10 minutes and it ripped off and I was into a fish. We're in. 1-0 at it. It froze again on my mat and there were just loads of frozen leeches all over my mat. It was minging, but at the same time I thought I might get him in the mix. Right, sort the rod back out and then we'll get him out for some pictures, I reckon. Off the mark. Look at him. Beauty, he is. A few leeches on him. Mega little fish off the mark. Rod was probably only out 15 minutes, maybe not even that. Maggot rig again, had one the other day on that. Yeah, like 20 maggots, something like that. Little bit of foam underneath it just to help, you know, go back into the fish's mouth. 7-8 foot of water. It is a spot I have caught on full before, to be fair. So I did have my hopes up. But yeah, buzzing with that. Can't complain for a little day session. So we'll whack him back. I've already got the rod back out. Fingers crossed we'll have a few more. Right, focus. We're back off down Broom. I was out last weekend, managed to get 4 bites, 2 of them nice fish, and then 2 real sort of little ones. Lad next to me, Jack, he had 5 bites, landed 4, a couple of nice fish, 20 pounder. Yeah, one of the ones I had was a real nice scaly one. When else did I get out? I got out in the middle of the week for a quick sesh. The week before that, just a day session with Lee. Managed to nick one within about 10 minutes of fishing, but then I lost one on a zig later on that day. But it's been pretty quiet. I've been doing reasonably well, to be fair, for the time of year. Not loads of fish have been coming out, but not loads of people have been fishing it, but the fish are definitely still on it. I mean, when I've sent the drone up, they're really moving about, not necessarily dropping on any sort of bait, but it really is nicking the odd fish. But the pressure went crazy low last weekend. It went down to like 980 or something ridiculous. So yeah, definitely fancied it last weekend, and yeah, managed to nick a few. So we're out again. Pressure's not really any good. 1,030, I think. Sorry, the camera keeps moving. 1,030, I think. So quite high, but still fancy it for maybe some zigs. I don't think. After waffling on for another 5 minutes, I then realised the battery on my camera had died. So I got down the lake, got the rods out, and as you'll see, I was in for a busy night. Right, good morning. We had a busy night. Had five fish in total. Really nice one, 24.6 mirror. Right then, we've got a lovely one. Third fish on the long rod. I've moved 2 rods onto the spot that I've had the last 2 fish from, and then this is on the long one. Mega fish, 24.5 pound. Look at him. Lovely fish that. Old looking fish. Really nice linear. Looking really well, these fish. I was speaking to Alan this morning, first time it's been out, so buzzing with that. A little common, I think another sort of mid-sized common. A nice mirror. Mega little fish he is. The rod's back out, so hopefully we can get a couple more tonight. It's looking good. Well happy with that, we'll get them back. Yeah, done really well, really happy with that. Went quiet at 2. Was getting consistent bites sort of every hour up until about 2 o'clock. Then they just stopped happening, so whether they moved off or I'm not sure, but all been coming on Monster Red, Baitworks Monster Red, a little bit of maggot in the mix, and then the bottom baits with a glugged up Monster Red with little corn toppers. I did have them all on maggot rigs in sort of the last few sessions, but I just thought I'd put one on a really sort of glugged up high attract one instead of something that's slightly matching. And that just kept doing the bite, so changed another rod to it eventually, and had a bite within half an hour, and I didn't have a bite previously on that rod, so that's very interesting. Still got one rod on it. That rod that's still on it did have one fish, the nice one, 24. Yeah, so really successful night, really happy with that. Fingers crossed we can nick one before we go in the next sort of hour or so. Pack up in about an hour, and yeah, hopefully we'll be able to nick one. It's only a little lad. Right, I think we're going to wrap the video up on that one. This is my first video, so you'll have to bear with any of the filming or anything. It might be a bit hairy, but really enjoyed it, and I think I'll probably be doing another one in the spring for Arrow, probably on here, maybe on Arrow Lake. I'm not too sure yet, but yeah, really enjoyed it. Had some really nice fish, been a good winter. Hopefully I can nick a few more over the next couple of weeks, but we'll see.